As you know, if you've been watching this channel for any amount of time, I don't think religious people are stupid. I was deeply religious for quite some time, and I know I wasn't stupid. I think. I also know and continue to know a lot of smart people who were and are religious. But I do think religion has a unique ability to make people stupid as they jettison their rational faculties to defend the indefensible, or simply imagine something silly based on their religious beliefs. Case in point, former Fox News personality Megyn Kelly, who's obviously an intelligent person, recently suggested that the failed assassination attempt of Donald Trump on July 13th, 2024 was an act of divine intervention. She even went so far as to give us a scriptural reference, suggesting Trump was protected by the, quote, full armor of God, end quote. Take a look.
He was shot at 6:11 p.m. A couple people have sent this to me. 6:11 p.m. You read Ephesians 6:11.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Do these fakers, these pretenders, even own a Bible? Have they ever picked one up? We know they've never read the damn thing because every time they start talking about it, they reveal their ignorance. Ephesians, written by the lone female apostle, episiotomy, whose perineum was restored by Jesus. I can't remember, does Ephesians come before or after 2 Corinthians?
2 Corinthians 3:17, that's the whole ballgame.
It reads as follows in part. Put on the full armor of God so that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes. 6:11, he was shot, and that's 6:11. Listen to that. Put on the full armor of God so that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes. I'm almost emotional reading it.
Well, you've certainly lost a few IQ points. I'd be emotional about that too.
It's just what happened to him in our country this weekend is extremely grave and extremely important, and we are all so lucky it wasn't worse than it was.
Yeah. That shooter could have killed who knows how many people with that assault rifle you folks are nuts about. Fortunately, he only killed this guy. Engineer, retired volunteer fire chief, and devoted church-going family guy Chris Comparatori, who clearly forgot to put on his God armor that evening. 2 others also lacking their God armor were shot as well. Even Trump forgot to put on his God armor helmet. What are these people thinking? If you go out into the world and you forget to put on your God armor, you get yourself shot or killed, that's on you and no one else. I had no idea Megyn was into numerology, but I think she's forgetting something very important. That 6:11 was daylight savings time. And as we all know, daylight savings time is a fiendish plot of the devil to subvert God's natural space-time scheme, meaning Trump was actually shot at 5:11. What does Ephesians 5:11 say? Have nothing to do with the fruitless deeds of darkness, but rather expose them. Well, that's clearly a reference to what Alvin Bragg and Judge Merchan were doing in New York, exposing Trump's fruitless deeds of darkness, paying off a porn star and a Playboy playmate to keep them from revealing Trump's other fruitless deeds of darkness, his illicit sexual affairs. But why Ephesians? Why look to the only female apostle, episiotomy? Trump doesn't like women. He'd definitely relate better to one of the more manly books of the Bible. John 6:11 reads, Jesus then took the loaves, gave thanks, and distributed to those who were seated as much as they wanted. He did the same with the fish. Clearly, the assassination attempt was a message to Trump. Embrace the principles of democratic socialism, as advocated by Bernie, who looks exactly like what you'd get if a freshwater prawn and a loaf of bread could procreate. Or if we go back to God's natural space-time scheme and look at Mark 5:11, that reads, a large herd of pigs was feeding on the nearby hillside. Well, that's obviously a reference to Trump's campaign team. Of course, we could also look at the date rather than the time. 7:13, as we write it here in the States. What does Mark 7:13 say? And so you cancel the word of God in order to hand down your own tradition. Isn't that exactly what MAGA Christians are doing? Preferring the gospel of Trump to the teachings of Jesus? Maybe there really is something to this whole number thing. Luke 7:11 reads, "Soon afterward, Jesus went to a town called Nain. I'd bet money he stopped at the 7-Eleven at the corner of Schwartz and Malachim and got a Slurpee. Maybe even a rainbow Slurpee." Once again, I'm me. Thanks for watching.